Welcome to the TeenPreneur Show. I'm your host, Dia Coley, and I'm a teenpreneur, bringing you global entrepreneurs who are teenagers. They have started out really young and are an inspiration to all. They prove to be the perfect example of how teenagers can rise high. So tune into this show every week to know more about these young game changers and be inspired by these teens. Watch the young dream big. Now on with the show. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Teenpreneur Show. I'm your host, Dia, a teen entrepreneur. I'm the founder of Redone It by Dia, which is a business that recycles denim, empowers women, and donates 100% of its profits towards cancer treatment and cancer research. But now let's get on with this show. Today we have Isaiah. He's 13 years old and from Canada. Let's bring him on. Hi, Isaiah. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Great. Well, why don't you introduce yourself to our audience?
My name is Isaiah Klassen, and I am the owner, founder, and CEO of Organics Perfected, all natural skincare and home products.
Well, that's great. Can you tell us like when did you start Organics Perfected?
I started selling about a year ago, but I've been doing about 4 years of research and development.
Oh, wow. So like it took you that much time to really research everything that you wanted to launch for?
Yes, I made sure that I had quality control because that's the main ingredient to having a successful business is the highest quality. So I took that time to really dig deep and into research and to figure out what's the best formula for my products.
Yeah, that's great. I love that you took that time, that extra time to really prep up and make sure everything was ready and all set to be produced and like sold to people. I just want to know, is there a particular reason why you spent like 3 years on researching?
Well, like I said, for quality, and my products are top of the line with the
Hmm.
best ingredients, high quality, everything. So I made sure that I took the time to take those ingredients because if you have, let's say, you have a good basketball team, you have a whole bunch of good players, but if you don't have a good plan and how to use
Hmm.
them together, it's chaos. So I made sure I took the time to
Yeah.
bond all my ingredients for the best mixture, best formula.
Yeah, that's great. And I want to know, since it took you a long time for the research process, was there any challenges along the way?
Yeah, the main challenges were have about like 2 years in, I was really feeling those pains of when taking that time to
Hmm.
other friends are going up, they're going and hanging out with each other, and I was instead having to take the time because I've already took all this time and I need to put everything, give everything that I can because I still have school, but everything that I can to this
Hmm.
business that is not school. So I those are the big challenges is the sacrifice. But I believe that my mission and I am powered to go farther.
Yeah, that's amazing. And when again did you say you launched it finally?
I started selling about a year ago. I started in May with a Mother's Day gift pack, which contained a 12-ounce candle, 1.2 ounce body lotion, lip balm, and hand sanitizer. I did that for the test run, and it went amazing. The moms
That's
loved it for
great.
Mother's Day, and the dads were amazing because usually they don't know what to get their wives. So it was
Hmm.
amazing for everyone. So that's when I really started selling.
That's great. And maybe if you could show us your products that you have so far.
Yes, of course. So I can start off with my body lotion. I have
Okay.
6 different scents of body lotion. I don't use fragrances. I use essential
Mhm.
oils, which are better. They may sound the same, but fragrances contain artificial bad toxins in them, which are bad
Yeah.
for skin and your respiratory system. So this is my lavender body lotion. This is 8 ounces, as you can see here. Make sure it's in the
Yeah.
camera. And then I have my lavender body lotion. I have eucalyptus. I have peppermint. I have
Mhm.
bergamot. I have and jasmine and frankincense for my body lotions. For my body wash, here for my example, I have a lemongrass body wash. I
Mhm.
have lemongrass, grapefruit, sweet orange, lavender, and mint. And I also
There's so
have
much.
my eight. Yes, yes. I last year I had a lot shorter for my lineup. It was a lot shorter, so I decided to really expand my lineup so people have more options to choose from because maybe they didn't like just lavender. So maybe I have something else that is kind of like lavender but a little different, or maybe they have allergies to specific scents. So that's why I expanded my line. I also have 8 ounce candles. These are soy candles, and again, they don't have any fragrances. They use essential oils, which are way better for your respiratory
Yeah.
system because part of the lung cancer growth over the years is from candles that have bad chemicals in them. So I also
Mhm.
have my shampoo, my bar shampoo here.
Oh,
My
cool.
shampoo bar. I have tea tree and coconut for those.
That's super amazing. And I'm really curious, did you start off with all these products or did you start a selection?
No, I originally actually started with one product. I started with a body lotion, and I called it Calm Formula, which is a formula of sweet orange and lavender for a nice citrus, like yet luxurious smell. So I
Mhm.
was doing that, and then over time I added more products. Like I said, I added more scents and fragrances and all that stuff.
That's great. And I want to just know, which one is your favorite product?
My favorite, it by far, no doubt, is probably my eucalyptus body lotion.
Okay. Is there a
Mhm.
particular
This
reason why?
eucalyptus is amazing for your skin, and I need to use body lotion every day for the best results.
Hmm. Well, that sounds amazing. And I want to know where could someone purchase your products?
Right now, I'm building a website, but if you'd like to order right now, I can ship it to you. So you can just order online, Facebook or Instagram. You can just DM me. You can choose your
Hmm.
product. I will ship it. I'm able to ship around the US right now. And then my website will be up in the next month or so. So then you can order on there.
That's great. I'm really curious to why did you do business?
Pardon?
Why did you start business? Is there a particular reason or what inspired it?
I started this business because number one, my mom was ridding our home of chemicals and toxins, and I wanted to make my own
Mhm.
contribution to this. And then I realized I can help other people doing it, so I can start selling it um, to help other people because I these are top line ingredients, so and formulas. So I decided I can start selling it. So that's the reason why I started this.
Well, that's great. And you've been doing so great so far. I'm just like wondering, did you have a business?
Yes, I actually did have a business before this. I had multiple businesses before this. The first one was Frankenstein pens,
Okay.
refurbished pens. The second one I created was a social network, kind of like Facebook for kids, which I called Nexaby. So, and then I had another skincare business before this too.
Oh, that's really cool. Did that other skincare business this one?
Yes, it contributed to the creation of this one. Yeah, it from the
Okay, good.
formulas having a little bit more of a base and a rock to work off of.
Uh-huh.
Obviously, it's drastically changed from feedback and just testing over about 6 month period between
Hmm.
this product and the past product.
Yeah. And I know you mentioned before that your products are all organic and you make all of them yourself. I'm wondering, where do you get all the ingredients for this stuff from? Must be really challenging.
Yes, it is challenging, especially because my ingredients, like I said, are the top of the line for the best results for your skin. I am
Hmm.
able to wholesale, so I have wholesaling deals. And my shea butter, which I have my base for my shampoos, body washing, and body lotions, I am able to get from Ghana and Africa. So that is one of the higher grades of shea butter in the world.
That sounds like super cool and amazing to try. Um,
Hmm.
I also want to know, are you planning on expanding your product line even more?
Yes, I am. I mean, the sky is the limit, and one day I hope to have so many more things. Just not from skincare, even more home products,
Hmm.
cleaners, and then just expand into categories that are chemicalized and turn them back into organic. Because the like skin cancer, for example, it grow the rate of skin cancer grew from 77% from 1994 to 2014, and
Wow.
like from those numbers, it wasn't that big back then, but it's growing
Hmm.
more. So I'm trying to go back and make it even more organic.
Yeah. And do you use your business's platform to even advocate and spread awareness for like like skin problems, like you said, like skin cancer?
Yes, I do. I have it for. I have um, I've been helping other. It's kind of complicated on
Hmm.
how I've just been helping here and there, and I want to help more in skin cancer, and even having maybe
Yeah.
a program or some of the proceeds even going to skin cancer foundations around the world. So I'm looking more into that as I have more growth to get more awareness about the skin
Mhm.
cancer growth, and then start really participating in those programs.
Yeah, that sounds like an amazing idea, and I would love to hear more about that from you later on. And I also want to know your business is amazing. Organics Perfected is an amazing concept, but I want to know what
Thank you.
else do you do to make yourself more unique from others?
In general, I love sports
Hmm.
and play lots of sports. I want to make sure I'm active because that's another thing to contributing to our health is keeping
Yeah.
active. So I do a lot of sports. I'm doing a lot of running, um, and yeah, I hope to do a half marathon by the end of this year. So
Oh, that's super
that is
cool.
one of the that's one of the other things I'm working on going up to. It's a
Mhm.
lot, but I believe with determination and perseverance, I can get there.
And I also want to know more about these future plans. Do you plan on continuing this business maybe into high school and to college?
Yes, I think it's looking on how the direction of where the business will go, not between selling or not, because you can't determine a business success if you're not selling, because you just need to
Yeah.
work through that. There's periods, there's winters, and then there's springs. But I am going to work and see where how my life is, and then how the business is going, and use both of those, because I still have a personal life, I still have a family,
Yeah.
I still have school, and I still have all that. So I need to make sure I look at everything, and then take a scope from that and look at the bigger piece, and is
Mhm.
this business okay, because I can't, once I'm going into later years of school, it's going to be a priority. So I need to
Yeah.
make sure I can figure out a solution to that.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I know you mentioned before that you've had multiple businesses before. So I'm kind of wondering, is being an entrepreneur something you look forward to as a career, or do you have a different plan for your career path?
I'm an entrepreneur. I
Hmm.
love having. I don't want to say control. I want to. I love having that say in what I do and how I do it, but for the
Mhm.
better. I love having feedback, but I love having that I have done my research. I have done my own research, and I mean,
Mhm.
I've done 4 years in skincare, but for research in business, I read books and books on business and that has contributed to my entrepreneurship. So I believe that that helps. And yes, I do want to become an entrepreneur later in the day. So it may be through Organics Perfected, and I believe it will, but I will be an entrepreneur one day.
That's amazing. I love that really strong, firm goal that you have there. And being an entrepreneur is great. About. And I also want to know what other things do you love about being an entrepreneur?
Well, entrepreneurship is I love because I have that freedom of being able to create something that hasn't been created before and change the world. And I love being able to change the world by creating something new, because obviously you can change the world right now. You could become a doctor and save lives. You can become a
Mhm.
nurse. You can be a police officer, a fireman. You can still change the world, but I love the fact of changing it through innovation.
Yeah, that's great. And those are like some things great to love about being an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
Um, kind of go a little back to your research part of your business. I want to know, was that, since you said it was 3 years ago, so you were around 9 years old when you started that. Was that process like a difficult, challenging time for you?
Um, I think I it was, to answer your question, yes,
Yeah.
it was difficult, but I think my parents, who are supportive of everything, and they've helped out so much. So most of my success so far has been because of them. So I thank them for
Mhm.
that. But I also thank them for support and encouraging me to move on, because I did have those periods and times where I'm like, I just want to quit and I don't want to
Mhm.
do this anymore. And even lately, past few weeks, when business is getting really tough and you're having these struggles of selling out and stuff, and there's so much work to be done, it's just like you just want to quit and you just want to walk away. But they have been there to help
Mhm.
me and say, you need to do this. And if you want to build your business, you have to keep working hard.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. And that's great that you had that support to, keep pushing you. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I also want to know, is there anything that you learned along the way that time? Because it must have been difficult to learn how to even research and make all your products from a young age.
Like researching or manufacturing in particular?
Kind of both.
Well, on researching, I have made I am I've done a lot of research on researching. So I have like been before I even kind of started doing the skincare and even researching about it, I've done research about researching because I had other ventures I wanted to do. Originally I didn't want to do skincare. I wanted to do other stuff. I wanted to sell cards, like superhero cards, but I was 9 years
Okay.
old. But yeah, so I had other things. So I was researching how to research and learning. My parents told me, how do you read online articles and how do
Mm-hmm.
you read textbooks? And I learned that through them and through school.
That's great. And do you, by any chance, like, teach other people how to even make products or even how to research? Just curious.
Not necessarily making products. I think um, my it takes a lot of like I hand pour each candle in small batches, and I hand make each body lotion and
Mm-hmm.
shampoo and body wash in small batches. So it's pretty much one at a time, honestly, for my
Yeah.
products. I hand make them one at a time, So I know every single thing that goes in them, and then I know each quality because I need quality control. Because if you have one bad product, it's done. So I need to make sure it's done for that customer. So I need to make sure I know exactly what's going into my products. And if
Hmm.
there is a problem, if someone else didn't have that knowledge like I do to be able to say, oh, it's doing this because this, at least I know the knowledge so I can fix that problem. And they probably won't have that knowledge that I do.
Yeah, that's amazing. And on that type of topic that you're talking about, how you've learned to develop that knowledge, is there any other skills that you like have attained by being a teen entrepreneur?
Hard work,
Mm-hmm.
hard work, and working hard, and never settling on a bad product. And I think that bad anything. I think I've learned that from my parents as well. Never settling on bad anything, or if it's not the best that it could be. It could be good, but you want it to be great.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I want to know a little more about that. How do you kind of figure out how to improve your products?
Feedback. The customer is
Mhm.
always right. No matter what anything says, the customer is always right. And if that's what I've been doing through a lot, just really getting feedbacks and taking surveys and taking notes, and then like actually live editing my products while I'm taking those notes and make them better each time. So every time I sell one more product, I am able to, if there's any feedback, like it's too creamy or it's too oily, and then I take that and I use the research because I've done that research. So it's not like I'm
Mhm.
over here doing research while I'm making it. I've done the research, so I'm like, oh, it's oily. I can add this in to make it less oily, but still keep the natural um, fact. So that's been
Yeah.
helpful.
Yeah, and it sounds really helpful too. And do you stay in touch with customers and kind of ask them a little later on to fill out a survey, or how does that process go?
Yes, I do. I ask customers, obviously, it's optional, but I asked them if they'd love to fill out a survey just to give me some information on how they just not just the products, but the overall experience and how smooth it
Hmm.
is to purchase a product and everything. I want to make sure I can get it to the top of the line. So feedback is very important. It's the customer
Hmm.
saying if they like your product or not. And if they don't, well, then you have to change it immediately because other customers are probably going to be the same.
Yeah. And I'm also a little curious about this because I know this does happen sometimes, but how do you handle dicting feedback?
Can you repeat that? Sorry.
Yeah, how do you hand predicting feedback? So like maybe one customer says it's really oily, but some customer says it's not oily enough. How do you handle that situations?
Well, with those situations, I need to really look at the balance and
Mhm.
just trying to find the middle because obviously you can't satisfy everyone, but I'm trying to satisfy them to the most that I can, to the most that I
Yeah.
can, but equally, like as much. And that's the thing with me and my business and my demographic that also helps because most of the people in the demographic are going to be somewhat the same. So they're going to have like the same likes, same dislikes, same interests, and same non-interests. So I look at that and say, okay, what is this main demographic like? And then boom, I can go off from that. So if some of them, so most of them, I don't get that much conflict in between
Yeah,
unless I'm
and that's
getting cross dem-
mhm.
cross demographic traffic.
Yeah, I can understand that like kind of mindset that you have in, figuring out those answers. Um, I also want to know where has like the farthest area that you have shipped towards?
Sorry, let me just turn your volume up. Can you please repeat that?
Oh, yeah, sure. Like, where have you shipped your products to? Like, where's the farthest areas?
Probably California.
Yeah,
Yep,
that sounds really
hands
cool.
down, hands down, California. I had a
Hmm.
customer from California. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, that was probably the farthest. And
Uh huh.
trying to figure out that's hard because it's far, and I want to make sure that I want to make sure that they can have the best shipping rate because I don't want
Hmm.
them to pay more in shipping than the actual product. I think that was the
Yeah.
challenge. So I really had to make sure, and I'm still doing a lot of research now on finding the best services to have for shipping because once my website goes up, a lot of my sales are going to be online. So I want to make sure I have the best service for shipping.
Yeah, that's great. I also want to know, have you had customers, come back to you, order more products from you?
Yes, I have customers. That happens a lot at my markets. I have pop-up markets. Unfortunately, tomorrow,
Oh no.
this Saturday is my last one, but I'm doing. I have markets that I'm going to, and a lot of the time, since I'm going to them like every week, a lot of the time people are coming back next week and their body, and it's happened a lot where they bring their friends along, and it's amazing to be able to
Mhm.
meet those new people and give those other people more products.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. And I also want to know, since you have been doing businesses for a really long time, do you have any tips or tricks for anyone who is also a teen entrepreneur?
First things first, school is first. So that's one
Hmm.
of the things that my parents are reminding me. If your grades start to go down, you're not going to be doing your business. So I make sure that school comes first,
Okay.
and just keep working hard. You need to work as hard as you can, and it's going to get hard, but you got to work harder than it is hard.
Hmm. Those are great tips and tricks that you just gave us. And I totally agree with all of them. I want to know if there is other stuff that you're planning more recent that people should check out on your page or anything.
Yeah, so if I have any more new scents or products, you can follow me on Instagram at Organics Perfected. I think it is below, or on Facebook at
Okay.
Organics Perfected 20. And I have new products that I have there and just more in depth. Like I post about the ingredients too, about the ingredients that are in my products. I post about those so people can really understand how is shea butter good for you and where does it originate from.
Hmm. Yeah, that's great. Well, so I check out his page. His products sound amazing, and I definitely want to try some. Um, Thank you for watching the Teenpreneur Show. If you want to know more about our page, you could check us out on teenpreneur.show on Instagram and Facebook. And you could check out our YouTube as well. Thank you everyone for watching and make sure to tune in next week. Bye. Thank you for watching the Teenpreneur Show with Dia Coley. Follow us for more information at teenpreneur.show on Instagram. To be a part of the show, fill out the form in the Instagram bio. See you next week.